Alright, so this is the O5 Council explained by SCP Exploration. Let's get right on into it.
We've all heard of the O5 Council, the mysterious group of individuals that oversees the Foundation. But
Wait, alright, already getting into this. There's faces to these people?
Council, the mysterious group of
Okay, 12 looks like a banker, 5 looks like an old timey piano player, number 10 looks like a lizard, number 1 looks like a literal child, 2 looks very concerned to be there, 7 looks like she would try to seduce your father,
individuals that oversees
6 looks like the straight up devil, 6 looks like he wants you to trade your soul, genuinely. 8 or 9 here looks like he doesn't want to be here.
the Foundation.
11 looks like an actual scientist.
But what exactly is the O5 Council? How was it
Why are there ponies?
founded? And who are its members? In this video, we answer these questions. Let's begin by exploring the name O5 Council. But in order to explain it, we will need to remind ourselves of the SCP Foundation's clearance levels. First off, we have level 0. This is the lowest security type, and it is given to expendable personnel who have no access to sensitive information. Next,
Okay, yeah, so whenever I play Containment Breach, I don't have the 0, but I believe I start out at level 0. Which means, because I'm the Class D personnel. I got level 1 while playing, and through level 1, I was able to then go find what was it? I was able to find the invisible SCP that like hides in the corner of your eye, and then later I found a level 3.
up, we have level 1, which is a confidential clearance given to non-essential personnel. Moving on, we have level 2, which is given to most of the Foundation's research and security personnel. Furthermore, we have level 3, a security clearance held by administrators and experienced researchers. Also, we have
Okay, so I now have one for the experienced people. Okay, so that's going to help me whenever I go back to do the second episode of SCP Containment Breach. Go check out the first one if you haven't.
have level 4, a top secret security level given to essential Foundation workers. And
what is that symbol? 212. Dr. Bright is not allowed to go on crusade, one or on jihad. Dr. Bright is not permitted to issue fatwas against anyone or anything. Is Dr. Bright like some type of elite deity or something?
finally, we have level 5. This is the highest security clearance, and it is typically only granted
1 unassigned, 2 was terminated, unassigned, 3 went rogue, which was a researcher, 4 is normal, which does finances, 5 is recovering staff, 6 normal politics, 7 contaminated, unassigned, 8 normal research, 9 normal security, 10 normal goal, 11 normal psych 19, 12 is normal intelligence, 13 is sabbatical, meal. That is 13 a SCP himself? Because that's Domil, and I thought that was like the strong. Okay.
to all 5 council members. So as we see, the 5 in the O5 Council's name stands for their security clearance, namely level 5. As for the O, it is short for Overseer or Overwatch. This means that the O5 Council consists of the highest ranking individuals within the Foundation. As such, each O5 member knows almost everything there is to know about the Foundation, and between
Okay.
them all, they know every single secret that the Foundation holds. This makes them the ruling body of the Foundation, and they oversee all
Oh,
operations.
Jesus. What is that? That looks really cool.
And direct the Foundation's long-term plans. As such, they are widely regarded as being among the most powerful people on the planet. And, of course, due to the importance of their work, their identities are highly classified. Naturally, given their mysterious nature, many myths and legends about them circulate within the Foundation. Some people claim that the Overseers are powerful reality benders. Others believe that they aren't human. And
Why does the picture that he chose for here?
others
This reminds me of a Doctor Who villain. It's just the way my brain immediately thinks is, oh, Doctor Who villain.
believe that they aren't human, and some people don't even believe in their existence.
Well, you gotta believe in their existence because of in the SCP stories like 096, we see that one of them actually shows up. I believe it's actually number one that shows up and not only tells the guy, one of the researchers, that he was Doctor started with a S, I believe. I can't remember his name. He ends up dying because the council person calls him out, saying that he was the reason for 096 escaping, taking a bunch of civilian lives, and then the other doctor was forced to try and find a way to terminate 096. I would say having them be a SCP themselves and not human would probably be one of the more interesting ways of doing it.
O5 Council rarely intervenes in the day-to-day process of the Foundation or in the containment of SCP objects because they have much more important things to take care of. They do, however, keep an eye out on certain Keter class objects, and they usually micromanage Tomules.
Yeah, see? That's why when 13 said Tomules, I immediately called it out. I knew he was an SCP.
And, of course, when a very dangerous experiment is requested, the O5 Council approves or denies it after they vote. As such, most Foundation personnel spend their entire careers without ever seeing the O5 in person. In fact, Foundation members below clearance level 2 do not even know they exist. Furthermore, they have their own mobile task force, MTF Alpha 1, called the Red Right Hand. Also, each O5
Hold on, Red Right Hand. I don't know if they meant for that to be a reference, but to anybody who's ever watched the Peaky Blinders, the theme song is called Red Right Hand. So that feels like a subtle nod because of how like dangerous the Peaky Blinders were in that show. I don't know. That's just me.
also has their own personal staff and security, which are very powerful people within the Foundation. And, of course, knowing how powerful they are, it is believed that using anomalous technology, the O5 members have made themselves immortal. Also, due to their importance, the Overseers are not to come into contact with any anomalous entities. Furthermore, many of
I don't know. The way he describes that makes me think that the reason they can't be near the anomalies is due to the single fact that they are one. And it just causes a giant battle. It's like what is the easiest way I could describe it? Godzilla and Kong, the new movies, where Godzilla is on Earth and Kong stays in the other world. I believe it's like that, where if one goes over, it upsets the balance between everything. So, like, the SCPs can't like MASH. Once they get in close proximity, they like get alerted of each other, and it becomes like who's the strongest thing. That's what I'm thinking.
Come into contact with any
Okay, so I know this guy. This is 096. This is the Plague Doctor. I don't know his story, but I've seen him. I died to this one a bunch, 173. So I still gotta learn about the burnt peanut. This, I don't know. It's like a happy mask.
anomalous entities.
And I don't know who this is. It looks like a skull face type creature, like a reptile. Because that looks like wings or something back there. Unless that's from somebody else here. And I also don't know who this was. The
Furthermore, many of the most famous
soldier.
Foundation doctors have been under the eye of the O5 Council, and depending on the behavior of these personnel, they either remain on duty or disappear without a trace. As for the members themselves, it is believed that the Council consists of 13 members. Alright, at this point, we've gained a pretty good understanding of the O5 Council. But who are these people, and how was the Council founded? Well, given that they hold the highest security clearance, this would imply that they established the SCP Foundation and positioned themselves in charge. For example, in the Gate Guardian's file, it is stated that the first member, 05-1, founded the SCP Foundation after being told to prepare by the Gate Guardian, and in the factory proposal, it is stated that the 13 individuals who were in charge of securing the factory later became the O5 Council members. However, being written in SCP-001 entries, these are
Okay. I have another couple questions. Why is it that the number one is always seen to have some type of mask on? Like he's on a ventilator. Now this is me just spitballing, but it would make sense if he's on the ventilator, if he is needing it due to the single fact of if they were the 13 people that were at this factory, if number one was not only the person that was probably the leader of them, but was also somebody who ended up getting severely hurt. Because if that happened, it would mean that he's had experience of being hurt by them, and thus, it makes sense in a story standpoint almost of why they would want to try and prevent that. But I'm thinking this probably wrong.
just theories, so the truth remains unknown. But still, in a document called O5 Command Dossier, we do find some information about the O5 members. However,
Wait, hold on, we got names.
we do find some information about the O5.
Alright, so 1 is the visionary, 2, he who waits, 3 is the hermit, 4 is the veteran, 5 manifest destiny.
5 members. However, we know
I could say
right
6.
away that each member has more than one description. But why? Well, one possible reason is that only one of the descriptions is true and the rest are decoys. Also, it is possible that multiple people could be behind each of the O5's 13 designations. And finally, some people believe that the multiple descriptions owe to the fact that
6 is the experimenter.
Finally, some people believe that the multiple descriptions owe to the fact that in different realities and timelines, a different individual occupies the same O5 slot, but in the end, we can't really say for certain. However, this won't stop us from discussing some of the rumors, starting with the first one. O5-1 is often called the Founder. This individual is often reported to be the most powerful council.
See, that's what I mean. How he's got his mask on. It would just make complete sense if he was like injured.
Council member. As such, it is believed that the remaining members often turn to the founder for advice. However, this implies that the all 5 members have unequal power, which of course hasn't been confirmed. The second one, O5-2, often called the Gardener, is a female of European descent, which appears to be a second version of a Foundation director from a different timeline. O5-2 is a strong believer of pragmatic research and believes that SCPs need to be understood.
Pragmatic? Also, that's a 7. Why do I feel like there's something really messed up about this one? Also, what is this face? Are all these SCPs?
Pragmatic research and believes that SCPs need to be understood. O5-3, often called the Kid, is very mysterious because this individual is sometimes a male, sometimes a female, and sometimes non-binary. This overseer has never explained this, and reports indicate that this person is actually deceased and only exists in the form of computer data. The next one, O5.
So they're like a consciousness loaded up on like a flash drive. It's like an AI, like I can't remember the movie, but basically the person dies and they just back their brain back up into like a database. This one's called the
5-4 is often called the ambassador because he is responsible for conducting private meetings with heads of state and high-tier organizations. O5-4
the
also
politician.
has a sizable staff of diplomats working under him. Moving on, O5-5, nicknamed the entrepreneur, creates funding for the Foundation by manipulating the world economy, and he uses every trick in the book to achieve this, including anomalous means.
Can he lower some gas prices, please? Please, by God, I need it. Lower that gas price for me.
5-6, often called Cowboy, is widely believed to be the uncle of the renowned Dr. Bright. O5-6 is a former Foundation field agent. He is very competent and he is also believed to be the brother of another O5 member.
Okay, who's Dr. Bright?
Moving on, we have O5-7, nicknamed Green. This member is believed to be a woman by the name of Miriam Prater, who has been on active duty for more than 77 years. Originally
77?
a university professor, O5-7 has implemented a number of training programs in various areas across the Foundation. Also, she appears to like Dr. Clef because she has approved a lot of his silly suggestions. Next up, O5-8, also called the Lesser, is a former site director who was promoted to O5. One of his first actions as overseer was to approve a very dangerous termination attempt, which led to the breach of SCP-682. And
okay, who's 6-8? You know what? We'll see next. What happened? What was 682?
of course, this was unacceptable behavior from an O5, which is why he was probably assassinated. Moving on, O5-9, nicknamed the Outsider, is one of the most unusual O5s because she was inducted directly from the public sector. However, the reason for this was that she was a brilliant scientist that was developing a general theory that explains certain anomalous phenomena. Furthermore, we have O5-10, nicknamed the Archivist. This woman is responsible for keeping records of previous iterations of our planet and associated timelines. These records show how many times Earth has been severely damaged and reset. O5-11.
Wait, how many times is the Earth? This video is causing more questions than it's answering. I feel like that woman's job has to come with like a loaded firearm and a bottle of Jack. Genuinely. This video causes so many more questions to form in my brain.
Also called the Mailman, is believed to be the only council member who hasn't artificially prolonged his life. This played a role in SCP-2718, an SCP which affects the afterlife. As such, the fate of O5-11 remains unknown. Next up, O5-12, often called Adam, is widely believed to be Adam Bright, the father of the famous Dr. Bright. And as we said, O5-6 is the brother of another O5 member, and this is none other than O5-12. And finally,
I don't know. There was a theory about 001. Well, one of the SCP theories talking about the heavens and all. You saying 0512 and calling him Adam? Something tells me that somebody could probably write a story of that Adam being actually the Adam. I don't know. It might be a little too much, but I feel like that story could have been just like all over the place.
we have O513, nicknamed the Tiebreaker. A number of reports indicate that the Foundation did not start with 13 O5 members. Instead, they began with 12, and the 13th one was added after he gained tremendous power. Also, in practical terms, a tiebreaker vote was often required, which was solved by having a 13th member.
Yep.
So, as we see, apart from denying dangerous termination attempts, the O5 Council does a lot more, and surprisingly, many of the O5 members have very bizarre origins. But despite of this, the O5 members are doing their job and are keeping us safe, at least for now. If you enjoyed this video, then go watch our What If Everyone Saw SCP-096 video, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.
You know what? I'll do you one even better, SCP Exploration. I'm going to hit like, go over here to subscribe. I'm going to click this little drop down and turn on all so I get all your notifications. And you, ladies and gentlemen, should do the same here over at my channel. Then go to the description and do that to him, just like I just did and showed you. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been none other than the O5 Council Explained by SCP Exploration. I had a lot of fun with this one. This video, though, I think caused more questions than what it answered and confused me a little bit more. However, this was actually a recommendation by none other than Hello2539. Now, in case you are wondering, yes, I do have a bunch, and I do mean a bunch left of his recommendations. So, if y'all would like to see me doing all these, please let me know down below in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and if y'all have something specific y'all would like to see, let me know, and I'll do it next. Either way, my name is Bear. Here's a video YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Here's where you can subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye-bye!